The Rambler Network.
I've been a huge movie fan all my life. I've watched all sorts of movies, cult classics, obscure movies that no one's ever heard of, all sorts of things. And to the point where, like, I'm always quoting movies. And all my friends and coworkers and everyone, they call me the movie buff because I know so much about movies. And so it always surprises them when there's a major popular movie that everyone's seen and quotes, and I've never seen it. Yesterday at work, there was a coworker. She and I were talking, and she referenced White Chicks, and she was like, "You remember that scene in White Chicks and blah 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 blah?" I was like, "I've actually never seen it." She goes, "What?" And she like jokingly said she was gonna quit. Uh, and I decided to start a letterboxed list of movies I've never seen but need to ASAP. And within well, I'm gonna say it hasn't even been 24 hours yet, and I have 22 movies on this list. I decided to do an episode here. This isn't a top 22. This is just a list. How can I rank movies I've never seen? So this is just the order that I put them on here. Also, this isn't a like this isn't a movie challenge. This isn't like I'm gonna watch these right now. I might watch these. I might not. I don't know. I was thinking about watching these then doing an episode, but then it would get dangerously close to being a Casablanca episode, and I was like, I will just do a Casablanca episode if that was the case. So, yeah, these are just movies I've never seen. Sometimes I might give a reason. Like, most of the reason usually is I just haven't gotten around to it. But first movie I added obviously was White Chicks. I know what it is. I've seen the trailers, and I there is one scene I've seen. It's on YouTube, and people send it to me. It's the scene with Terry Crews singing with Vanessa Carlton. So that's a scene I have seen, and in fact, when I watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I was like, "Hey, that's the Vanessa Carlton guy." And then now when I see the scene, I'm like, "Hey, that's the guy from Brooklyn Nine-Nine." So like, I want to see it, I just haven't gotten around to it. Second one, Juno. That's a classic. Everyone references. What's funny is it gets referenced with me specifically because apparently there's a scene that I remind everyone of at work. There's a 7-Eleven around the corner, and sometimes I'll get a double XL Slurpee, which is like really big. I don't know, I don't know like how big like an ounce is, but I have a 40-ounce water bottle, and it's like 3 times bigger than that. So hey, it's me jumping in from editing. I just looked it up. The double XL big gulp cup size is a gallon. It's really big, and I fill it up with Slurpee. Usually pina colada, the Coca Cola flavor. They've got a new nerd flavor, and it's a lot of Slurpee. And sometimes I'll like just like drink it really fast. Sometimes I can finish it in like 10 minutes. And then my coworkers are always referencing Juno. They'll go, "You shouldn't chug that. You remember that scene in Juno?" And then like to avoid embarrassment, I'm like, "Oh yeah, I forgot about that." It's like, I don't know what they're talking about. I've never seen it. So the third one is one I almost feel embarrassed to say I've never seen. Actually, a lot of these I'm almost embarrassed to say I've never seen, but considering I'm a huge fan of 80s movies, Fast Times at Ridgemont High is a classic. I know it's a classic because I see it on all these classic lists of classic movies, and I couldn't tell you anything about what I've seen of those. I don't know anything about it. I just know that it's considered a classic. The one after that, The Mask. It's a Jim Carrey classic. I am happy to say that I've seen Ace Ventura and Ace Ventura When Nature Calls. I just never seen The Mask. This came up with a coworker once, and I said, he goes, "Have you seen the sequel?" And I'm like, "There isn't a sequel. There's not a Mask 2." And they go, "Oh yeah, it is Jamie Kennedy." I was like, "Oh, that's Son of a Mask." I have seen that. I wish I haven't, and that's probably part of the reason I haven't seen The Mask. Also, mostly because I just haven't gotten around to it. The one after that, so I lost count, and they're not the letterbox lists aren't numbered. I wish they were. Number 5, I'm looking now. Devil Wears Prada. That one I do plan on watching soon because there's a sequel coming out, and I watched I know enough about it to understand like who Meryl Streep's character is, like the type of person she is, like kind of I want to say snobby, but she's like doesn't care about anybody. I think I don't know. Like I said, I've never seen it. I could be completely wrong. In the trailer of the second one, she's like, "I don't remember you. I used to work for you. Really? Are you sure?" Yeah, there's a whole movie on it. So, like, I know enough about it to kind of get the idea. I could probably go into the second one, and no, I wouldn't do that. I would watch the first one before I watch this one. So, let's see, what's up that Tenet, Christopher Nolan classic. That one I started to watch a couple months ago. There's this TikTok YouTuber person that I'm a fan of. Her name's Kaylin. She did a post about Tenet, and she goes, "You need to see it." And I was like, "I will see it right now." But I didn't realize it was like 1 a.m, and I started to fall asleep. Like half hour into it, and I responded, "I started to watch it. I will finish it tomorrow," and then I never did. Being John Malkovich. Okay, this one I almost didn't put on here because I haven't seen it, but I don't know if it's the same level of all the other ones. Like to me, it's like, oh, it's this big classic from the '90s. But then I mentioned it to people, and they're like, "What's that? Is it a documentary?" Because like some people, like a lot of people know who John Malkovich is, and they think, "Oh, is it a documentary about his life or something?" No, no, not even close. It's a very interesting concept. I know enough. Again, it's one of those I know enough about that I could kind of summarize it. There's like he finds a hole that leads into his head. Okay, maybe I couldn't describe the movie. And this one is referenced all the time. Sometimes I don't even realize it's being referenced. Step Brothers. So there's a coworker and I back in Ohio when I was living in Ohio years ago. We had this inside joke, at least I thought it was, where like she'd say something and then I'd say something, and then we say it back and forth. I don't remember what it was now; it was so long ago. And then like one day she was like, um, she was like, "You remember that Step Brothers reference that we'd always do?" And I'm like, "What?" And she goes, "Yeah, that's the thing we say. It's from Step Brothers." I'm like, "I've never seen Step Brothers." She goes, "What?" So like I was unknowingly doing a Step Brothers reference. uh Goodfellas. That's one that I have never seen that is on the list. I always used to say I've never seen The Godfather or Goodfellas, and then a couple years ago I watched the Godfather trilogy, and um I think a lifetime of it being hyped up as the greatest trilogy of all time really set the bar way too high, and it could never match the hype because I thought it was kind of boring. It's not that I didn't like it. I liked it. It was just like, okay, that was okay. And when I tell people that, they're like, "How could you not like it?" Okay, again, you hype this thing up as like the greatest cinema of all time, and it's like, oh yeah, it was good. If it had if I had never been told it was the greatest thing of all time, I probably would have been like, "Hey, that was amazing." But yeah, but yeah, Goodfellas I've never seen. And Rocky Horror Picture Show. I know the music from it. I'm always singing Time Warp. It's just a step to the left. And then it's on to the right. No, I won't do that again. Donnie Darko. That one, I'm looking at the year here. I'm surprised that's from 2001. I could have sworn that was like an 80s movie. Yeah, I've never seen that. Clockwork Orange. That one I've never seen. The only thing I know about it, I think part of the reason I haven't seen it is the only thing I know about it is that scene where they like force his eyes open to watch something, and I don't like eye horror. That's why it's like there's only two scenes in the Saw franchise I don't like. That I can't like stand like graphic wise. It's the opening of Saw 2 and then the brain surgery from Saw 3. Well, that one's different. Talladega Nights, The Ballad of Ricky Bobby. Apparently, that's another one that gets referenced a lot. I don't even realize it's being referenced. Scarface. I've never seen that. I know some of the references, like "Say hello to my little friend." The Departed. I know that's a movie. Requiem for a Dream. I was actually told not to watch that, but then it's also referenced as a movie you need to see, and so I'm kind of conflicted. Um, the only animated movie on this list, Sing. It's like I also haven't seen the sequels. Like I never even heard of it until the sequel came out. Everyone's like, "Oh yeah, it's really good," and then like I saw like a clip, and I'm like, "Oh, that's actually kind of kind of good. I like that." And then I never watched it. Megan, which surprises people because like I have AMC A-list and can watch up to 3, now 4 movies a week for free. How did I miss Megan? I honestly don't know. Which obviously means I haven't seen Megan 2.0. So, this one is one that is it's Amadeus. It's the Mozart movie. It's referenced all the time as if everyone's seen it. I haven't seen it. I never heard of it until I was told everyone's seen it. And then I asked people and no one's seen it. So, uh, does it belong here? I don't know. I know I haven't seen it. Nacho Libre. That's another one that's referenced all the time. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Uh, I'm a fan of Tarantino. I've seen all his movies except one. This one. And the last one, Seven. If I remember correctly, I think this is the movie with What's in the Box? And unfortunately, because of the memes for that movie, I know what was in the box. So I don't know if that ruins the movie, or if that's just an inconsequential scene that doesn't have any effect on the story. I don't know. Like, I hate when people use the plot twist to describe the movie. This is gonna be an Orphan spoiler if you've never seen Orphan. Uh, let's go ahead and end the episode here. Um, so when the movie came out, I think in 2009, a friend of mine went to see it in theaters and I hadn't heard of it. I was like, "Oh, what's it about?" And she goes, "Oh, it's about this lady who looks like she's 10, but really she's like 30 something, and she disguises herself as a kid and goes to live with his family, and then she like starts to kill them." I was like, "Oh, that sounds interesting." So when the movie comes out on DVD, I buy it and then I watch it. I'm like waiting for it. I'm like, wait, it's just a little girl. Like, why? It's not showing that she's an adult, and that's a plot twist. Like, you just gave away the ending. And so, yeah, I don't know if that's like the whole head scene on Seven. I don't know if that's like the same thing. Um, but yeah, I kind of flew through that because yeah, I don't. How can I talk about things that I've never seen. So yeah, I've been recording for 15 minutes and 22 movies. Yeah. My top 20 films of each year is like an hour long each. But I've seen those movies. I haven't seen these ones. So, yeah. I I uh this might become a series because as you can imagine, there's a lot of movies I haven't seen. And yeah, this is just what I came up with in like less than 24 hours. So I'm sure there's gonna be more see no episodes in this series. I'm gonna go ahead and call this a series, and then maybe have like an update. Okay, maybe in each entry I'll have an update at the beginning, like, okay, so since the last episode, I've watched this, and this. So, but I'm not making, again, at the beginning, I said, this isn't a movie challenge. I'm not saying, all right, this is a speed run. Start with White Chicks and work your way down to 7. Go. Yeah, no. I might watch these, I might not. I just wanted to make a list of movies I've never seen. But yeah, I'm gonna end this here.
The Rambler Network.